All right, Steele in the blue, Fowler in the red.
Kody, you ready? Fight!
Semifinal number one. Guys, is this luck of the draw? Is it better to be semifinal number one? It will give you more rest before the finals. Even if 5 or 10 minutes, it's still 5 or 10 minutes more rest. These brackets were a blind draw. Boss lady quite literally put the names into a hat. Fowler looking for a guillotine. This is the same guillotine he went for 3 times in his quarterfinal match with Warren Brooks. He didn't find it, but a lot of that was because he couldn't get his hands in the right position. I'm talking quickly because I have to, because this is getting deep. Now look at what Steele's doing. See how Steele is pushing off the hips? All Steele's trying to do there is create space. If there is space, there is not a choke. I'm very interested in both of these guys. Steele came in with a very clear, or at least it is becoming clearer, strategy. That strategy is to conserve where I can, explode when I have to. For you wrestling fans out there, by the way, I should mention Dan Chade versus Royce Alger. Yes, that Dan Chade and yes, that Royce Alger have been offered a match against each other for July 12th. All right, Fowler and Steele locked up here. Second match of the day. If you guys have ever done competitive grappling, you will understand that the way a tournament works in grappling is you will go to the staging area with your bracket. You will be assigned to a mat. You will walk there as a group. You will stay on that mat with no interference, and you will play it through to the end, right there. If you go the duration, which can be 7 minutes under IBJJF, and your next opponent went 10 seconds, by example, you're up exhausted, he's fresh as can be. You go now. No breaks, no guaranteed breaks. Put that in the world of wrestling. By example, wrestling, you are guaranteed 20 minutes. Guaranteed. Per the rules, they cannot bring you out and walk you to the mat until 20 minutes has elapsed. That is not what these guys are used to. And I bring that to you as an example because if you're watching and you're impressed as this tournament plays on that they're going to walk out 3 times, I'm impressed too. I'm just offering for you. They're also used to it. It is also the way that this is played from the kids all the way through the senior divisions. Steele doing just enough. I like Steele's strategy. I mean, I really do. Look, you always want to go for it and try to get out of there. But eventually you're going to feel your opponent. And if you feel something you don't like, you can alter your strategy. Fowler's trying to push it. Now, this is a strategy by Fowler as well that I also agree with. On more of a personal level, I would elect to do what Fowler is doing, which is wear your opponent down, pull on his neck, push him, pull him, get him tired, get that heartbeat going. Keep him working. If you have an opponent that looks as though he wants to be as fresh as he can for an overtime sequence, drain that battery as best you can. That would be my own personal approach. That doesn't make it right. There's different ways to play this. Fowler's leaning on him a little here. Steele's saying, yeah, sure, you're leaning on me, but you only got one option, and that's to submit me. You're not going to do it like this. Fowler already met up with Craig Jones once, did not agree with that decision, and he's willing to go through 3 men just to be given the opportunity to set that one straight. Guys are on their feet, tied up. Nobody's pulling guard. It looks as though Steele is not looking for a takedown. It does look like Mason Fowler would prefer to have a takedown, but is having a hard time finding it. Fowler is an undefeated MMA fighter. That is relevant. That is relevant when you're having a conversation about the use of a cage and experience in a cage. All right, regulation has expired. And now we're going to find out whose game was smarter there. Was Fowler's strategy of pushing and pulling and wearing Steele down the smart play, or was Steele's strategy saying, all right, I'm having a hard time getting my offense going, but eventually the referee is going to hand me an offensive position? Steele takes the back of Fowler. Steele, a third coast champion. Now what Steele had done so what? Now Fowler's already halfway out here, guys. He's already part way out. This is where Steele is just clinging on nice and tight. Notice when Fowler's going to get out of this. If both his shoulder blades hit the mat, now you can see that Fowler's got one shoulder blade still engaged here. If both get to the mat, that will be a loss of position. Look at what Steele is doing. This is the same thing that Steele had done in his very first match, which is the body triangle. Two things at play. First off, strangle your opponent. Make him say uncle. Second off, maintain position. And guys, it's a hit position. Oh, look at Steele. Good job. Fowler's coming out. Fowler's out. Fowler is out. Referee saw it the same as I did. But Steele racked up some seconds there. Again, I don't have a clock in front of me. I'm doing this mental the same as you guys. But he did rack up some seconds. Now Mason Fowler takes the back. Fowler goes to the same body triangle. Oh, Fowler's coming in. He's not under the chin, but he is turning the chin. Oh, he's under the chin now. Fowler's going to get this. Steele's going to have to surrender or go to sleep. Fowler is in good position. Steele's not getting out of this one. It is over. Fowler is into the finals. Wow. Wow, that is a good win. Fowler, 2 up, 2 down, both by submission. Took on 2 opponents in all fairness with very unique styles. Kody Steele's approach is different than most guys. Warren Brooks, just coming in at 270 pounds, is very different. Mason Fowler will be able to take a break as soon as Kevin Keeney makes this official.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by submission, 19 seconds of the bottom half of overtime round number 1, Mason Fowler.